It has felt like a very long time since Western Sydney Wanderers lifted the Asian Champions League trophy all the way back in 2014. This year we have 3 teams from Australia competing in Asian competitions this year. My name's Lockie, this is Coastwatch Football, where we talk all things Australian football, and let's have a look at how the A-League teams could perform in Asia this year. First of all, we are going to focus on Melbourne City, who picked up the A-League Premiership last year. They will be competing in the Asian Champions League. City made their Champions League debut last year, but of course it was a different setup last year with the hub setup, obviously due to the pandemic. They won 3 games, drew 3 games, but unfortunately for them didn't make it out of the group despite finishing second. Let's have a look at some of the opponents that City will be facing in the group stage. First of all, Buriram United from Thailand. They currently sit second in the Thai League 1, and their current head coach is former Newcastle Jets head coach and Australian Arthur Papas. They have featured in the Asian Champions League group stage on 7 occasions, but have only made it out of the group twice. Next up is Ventforet Kofu from Japan, and they play in the 2nd division in Japan. They qualified for the Asian Champions League by winning the Emperor's Cup. The Japanese club currently sits 7th in the J2 League, and this of course will be their Asian Champions League debut. And lastly, City will be coming up against Chinese club Zhejiang, who currently sit 4th in the Chinese Super League. And they're a club who have had a couple notable Australian players in their ranks in the past, in Tim Cahill and Matt Sporanovic. And it's a special achievement for the Chinese club. They have qualified for the Asian Champions League for the first time since 2011. Here's my predictions for this group. I think Melbourne City will get through, but I think they'll finish second. I think Zhejiang from China will top the group. They're looking good in the Chinese Super League at the moment, followed by Buriram United and then Ventforet Kofu. Next up, we're going to focus on Central Coast Mariners, who are competing in the AFC Cup. The Mariners, of course, have featured in the Asian Champions League before. They've featured in the group stage in the ACL on 4 occasions, making out of the group on 2 of those occasions. The Mariners, who won the A-League Championship last season, will be kicking off their AFC Cup campaign against Terengganu FC from Malaysia. They currently sit 6th in the Malaysian Super League and qualified for the AFC Cup way back in 2012, where they finished 2nd in the group. Next up in the Mariners group is Bali United from Indonesia. This is the 5th time that they have qualified for the AFC Cup group stage, but have never made it out of the group. They currently sit 9th in the Indonesian league out of 18 teams. Stallion Laguna FC from the Philippines are the final team in this group. This is their debut in the AFC Cup. They currently sit 3rd out of 7 teams in the Philippines. It will be an interesting test for Central Coast Mariners. They have had a lot of personnel changes and have lost their head coach Nick Montgomery, but will be hoping for a successful AFC Cup campaign. I think both Mariners and Macarthur are expected to make it out of the group. I've got Mariners topping the group, followed by Bali United, then Terengganu FC, and then Stallion Laguna. And then the 3rd and final A-League team competing in Asian competitions this season is Macarthur FC, who are featuring in the AFC Cup after winning the Australia Cup back in 2022. The Bulls will be coming up against Dynamic Herb Cebu from the Philippines, a club who were just founded 2 years ago. They're currently in a really good run of form in the domestic league over there in the Philippines, having only lost 1 game in 22 matches. Shan United from Myanmar also feature in Macarthur's group. They currently sit top of the domestic league, winning 13 out of 15 matches so far. They featured in the AFC Cup in 2018, 19 and 2020, but failed to make it out of the group on each occasion. And then finally, Phnom Penh Crown FC, one of the top teams in Cambodia, also feature in Macarthur's group. They currently sit top of the domestic league and qualified for the AFC Cup last year. They finished 3rd in the group on that occasion. It was an interesting season last year in the A-Leagues for Macarthur. Despite winning the Australia Cup, they did of course finish last in the A-League season and are looking to find a new identity this time around. It could be a tricky campaign for them, but they should be expected to get through. I've got them in 2nd place behind Dynamic Herb Cebu. How do you think our 3 A-League participants will go in Asia this season? Let me know in the comments section down below, and of course stay subscribed if you want to keep up to date to more A-League news here at Coastwatch Football. My name's Lockie, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one.